In the hustle and bustle of life, it's easy to lose sight of why we do what we do. We get caught up in the daily grind, work, errands, obligations, and somewhere along the way, we lose sight of what truly matters. Obligations pile up, to-do lists grow longer, and we find ourselves running on autopilot. But what if you paused, just for a moment, and asked yourself why? Why am I doing this? What is it all for? What are the things that light you up? What makes you feel most alive? Is it spending time with loved ones, creating something beautiful, or fighting for a cause you believe in? Spend some time reflecting on the things that bring you joy, but also the things that break your heart. Often our deepest whys are tied to those experiences that stir our emotions and make us feel deeply. What makes you cry? What breaks your heart open so wide that you think it will never recover? And what brings you such joy that you can barely contain it? These are clues, my friends. These are whispers from your soul about what matters most. Don't ignore them. Lean into the discomfort of vulnerability. Be curious about the things that make you feel, even when those feelings are hard. Because on the other side of that discomfort, on the other side of that vulnerability, lies your truth. Each of us comes into this world with a unique set of gifts. What are you naturally good at? What comes easily to you? Maybe you're a gifted communicator, a problem solver, or a creative thinker. Maybe you have a knack for connecting with people or a passion for bringing beauty into the world. Don't downplay your strengths or brush them off as insignificant. The world needs what you have to offer. Your why is often intertwined with these innate talents. How can you use your strengths to make a difference? How can you use your gifts to serve others, to leave the world a little brighter than you found it? This isn't about ego or self-promotion. This is about stepping into your purpose and recognizing that you have something valuable to offer. Your why is not some elusive, far-off destination. It's woven into the fabric of who you are, waiting to be discovered. Chapter 3. Identify your values. What are the guiding principles that shape your life? What do you stand for, even when it's hard? Are you guided by compassion, integrity, justice, or creativity? Your values are your compass, pointing you toward the life you're meant to live. They're the non-negotiables, the lines you won't cross, the standards you hold yourself to, even when no one is watching. When we live in alignment with our values, we feel a sense of peace and purpose. But when we betray our values, even in small ways, it eats away at our sense of self. So, take some time to get clear on your values, write them down, reflect on how they show up in your life. And most importantly, ask yourself if you're living in accordance with what you hold dear. Because when you know what you stand for, you'll have the courage to pursue your why. Even when it's hard, even when you're afraid, even when you're not sure where the path will lead. Chapter 4. Revisit your dreams. Think back to a time before life got so complicated, back when anything felt possible. What were your dreams? What did you want to be when you grew up? What adventures did you long to have? Our childhood dreams often hold clues to our deepest desires and passions. Maybe you've put those dreams on hold, convinced they were silly or unattainable. But what if you dusted them off, held them up to the light, and gave yourself permission to dream again? I'm not suggesting you need to quit your job and run off to join the circus. Unless that's your dream, then by all means go for it. But I am inviting you to revisit those dreams with curiosity and compassion. What sparked your imagination? What made your heart race with possibility? Sometimes our why is hidden in plain sight, buried beneath years of responsibility and practicality. It's time to unearth it, to breathe new life into it, to remember who you are at your core. Finding your why isn't always easy. It takes self-awareness, vulnerability, and patience. It requires us to be honest with ourselves about who we are, what we want, and what we're willing to fight for. But when you find it, when you finally uncover that deep sense of purpose, it's like uncovering a treasure chest full of purpose, motivation, and clarity. Suddenly the world feels a little brighter, the challenges feel a little smaller, and you feel a surge of energy and inspiration that you may have forgotten you possessed. So, what's your why? What is it that sets your soul on fire? Take the time to uncover it. Journal, meditate, talk to trusted friends and loved ones. Write it down. Keep it close. Because when you know your why, when you're living in alignment with your purpose, you'll always find your way. Let this be the year you reconnect with your purpose and step into the life you were meant to live.